This week, a sipper, not a chugger.
Get out of my small car space!
And happy chomping!
This is the front page! Hey everybody, welcome to the front page, the show where we talk about a lot of silly stories from the website reddit.com. My name's Samantha Garcia.
And I'm Liz Hoffman, and this is our special guest star for the evening, Munch the cat. He may get up any moment and be tired of us because he's a dick. I love him, but he's a dick.
I feel like you're living out your dreams of being a supervillain right now, though.
I totally am. Like, well, Kitty, shall we take over the world? And he would be like, no, I want a nap. So you do you, but I'm going to go in there. Because he never wants to do what I want to do. Never. Never. Submitted by Brazil Cat to subreddit Weird Cocktails, which is an odd subreddit to submit it to because they're not weird at all. Essential cocktail recipes, 30 best whiskey drinks. Actually very excited about it for future use. So it is 30 of the best whiskey cocktail recipes. And I was actually kind of surprised by how many I had never heard of whatsoever. So, I mean, there are a lot of the general ones you would expect, like, you know, the old fashions in there. A mint julep, a Manhattan, but there are also some that I'm like, what the fuck is that? I was actually very torn as to which cocktail I wanted to do, and finally I settled on the Suburban, which is our cocktail this evening. It's hella chock full of alcohol.
It's very pretty.
It's very pretty, part of the reason I chose it, and also because I was like, how is that gonna work? It is 3 parts whiskey, 1 part dark rum, and 1 part port with a dash of bitters. So, bottoms up, kids, and hope you're standing at the end of it.
Cheers.
Cheers. Holy crap.
That's going to put hair on my chest right there.
Oh my god, that is so much alcohol.
I think I might breathe fire now.
There is nothing to cut that with.
Nothing. Oh my.
Ooh.
That's straight boozahol? Is that what that is?
That is straight boozahol. Because there's literally nothing in here that's not booze. I mean, a dash of bitters doesn't really count.
I'm not making this face because I don't like it. It's just really strong.
It's so strong. Oh, yeah, I can't stop myself from making a face because it is just so potent. Oh.
What?
Oh.
What do I want to cut this with? I feel like just more ice isn't going to do it.
No, like it needs a mixer, but I'm not sure what would go well.
Yeah. I don't know. You know what I
Oh, it burns.
My instinct is like maybe a really tart cherry juice.
Yeah. As I was mixing it up, I was kicking myself mentally a bit because I had intended to pick up maraschino cherries because that seemed like something that would go well in it.
Yeah.
And then I didn't because I'm me.
But this is already pretty sweet.
It's pretty sweet. But I do think, yeah, maybe a cherry juice might.
I don't know. Something to get in there and just...
Ooh. I mean, I don't dislike it. It is just fucking strong.
Whew. Damn.
Ooh. Oh, every time. Every time.
I look forward to sipping that throughout the evening.
Yeah, that is not a chugger. That is a sipper. That is a sipper. I've never really experimented much with port. I think maybe we've done one cocktail with it.
Yeah.
And that was like the only time I've ever had port, really, so that was part of the reason I chose this, because I was like, let's fool around with port and see how that is. And since it only uses 1 part, so I've only used like 2 ounces out of it, I now have a bottle. May I just say, especially since we've been filming in home studio, I'm acquiring quite the interesting bar. I mean, granted, like, whiskey does not stay in my house. Like, Bryce and I both drink whiskey constantly, so that goes real fast. And then, like, regular vodka goes a little bit, because we'll have the occasional White Russian. But now I have this, like, random booze. Like, from, like, 2 months ago, I have, like, this strawberry-flavored vodka and this French vanilla-flavored vodka that I'm like, what in God's name am I ever going to do with that?
This is when I started to think maybe I might be drinking too much alcohol because I had accumulated those same bottles. Right. And then would still manage to drink them over the course of a week. Because I'd just be like, all I have in my home is vanilla vodka. Bloop, 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 glug, glug, glug. Yeah.
Well, but if that's, like, you're approaching it from, I'm not buying anything else until next week for the cocktails, this is what I have. We just keep them around because we don't let ourselves run out of whiskey.
You have other options.
We never run out of whiskey because we would sober up and realize maybe we shouldn't like each other. No, I kid. We love each other. We're sober sometimes.
I've learned that a lot of the wacky stuff, as long as it is ice cold, it's not bad.
Interesting.
But it's got to be cold.
So does that, like, mask some of the flavor for you?
I think so.
Wow.
I think so.
Because, like, we keep the whiskey in the freezer, but that's the only thing we really get, like, ice cold. Oh. But, I mean, granted, again, that's the only thing we consistently drink. If we're using the vodka, like, we just put it over ice, but
we have very different drinking styles.
Yes, we do.
Such as that.
We do. Submitted by Brain Fear Gone to subreddit Not the Onion. Fans are legitimately upset that Michael Phelps didn't race a real shark.
I had looked at this one too.
This cracked me up. For those of you at home who may not know this, last week was Shark Week on Discovery Channel, which is a big thing. Like, I have never really gotten into the Shark Week phenomenon, but it's pretty big. Like, people get super excited about Shark Week. And, like, one of the centerpieces of Shark Week this year is Discovery Channel had advertised and touted that they were going to have Michael Phelps, fastest human, racing,
possibly
swimmer.
Best swimmer of all time.
Possibly best swimmer of all of human history, racing a shark. And so people tuned in, and much to their dismay, he was not actually racing a real shark. They had a computer-generated image, swimming at the speed that a shark would, on the screen against Michael Phelps, actually swimming in a pool, and the computerized shark actually won. And fans just went batshit crazy with their anger that it was an actual shark racing in a lane next to fucking Michael Phelps. No shit, idiots. Like, of course it's not a real shark.
Did you watch this on television?
No, I did not.
Neither did I. I found out about it via this article. But I did see the advertisements for it several times.
Oh, you did? I did not. I don't watch a huge amount of, like, live TV. Most of mine is DVR.
I don't even remember. Because it was being cross-promoted on various other channels, like National Geographic and True TV or whatever. Like, whatever other companies that is also owned by whoever owns Discovery Channel.
Right.
So I'd seen it a couple of times, and I was like, interesting.
Oh.
Shark Week. And so I was mildly curious, I'm not going to lie. And I admit, watching those commercials, I was like, are they going to just be, like, in side-by-side pools? Like...
Okay, so it does actually look from the advertisements.
The
like
advertisement
there's
made
going
it
to
look
be
like
a real shark.
A real shark is going
like
to be in a body of water.
Throw from Michael Phelps.
And, like, I was like, maybe they're going to put the shark in a pool and time its speed, remove the shark, put Michael Phelps in a pool, time his speed. Like, I thought a real shark was going to be involved. I didn't think they were going to be, like, side by side in one pool and, like, Michael Phelps was going to be in genuine danger or anything. But I was like,
no, we will not put Michael Phelps in
real
danger.
Shark will be involved. So then reading this, I was just like, oh, computer shark? Like, not enough to get on Twitter about it or anything.
Well, because you have things to do other than
but enough to be like, Oh, I see what they did there. I see how you did that advertising.
Okay. Maybe I've just been working in advertising for so long that I'm like, dum-dums. Nothing is ever how they advertise it in the promo.
What I really like now, though, is that there are advertisements on National Geographic where they were also doing sort of a Shark Week.
Yeah.
And they're like,
because they're owned by the same parent company.
They're like, we're the other channel that also does a Shark Week, and we're having, I think it's Mark Landis. They're like, the other guy who also swims really fast, swimming with sharks. And he's like in a rowboat being circled by sharks. And he's just like, wait, what? Ooh, ah, and like, I'm just like, this is so funny. There doesn't even have to be a show involved with it. Like, there might not even be National Geographic Shark Week. I don't give a fuck. Because I just think that commercial is hilarious after reading this article.
That's pretty amazing.
Because he's just sitting in his rowboat with all of his gold medals, like, wait, what? Shark! Oh no! It's so cute.
As someone who sells commercials for a living, I'm happy to hear that you enjoyed a commercial to that level.
I'm like, there's a soap opera happening here on a teeny tiny level.
Very small scale.
Very small 3-minute soap opera across different channels. It's all tying together. It's the Shark Week TV universe, and it's working for me.
Well, I gotta say, I'm not surprised. Other networks are trying to jump in on it. 'Cause, again, full disclosure, I sell advertising for a living. Well, I facilitate the selling of advertising for a living. And the ratings on Shark Week are, like, through the roof. Like, people
I kind of don't get it.
fucking love this thing, and I do not get it. I don't get it. I'm like, so it's just shows about sharks?
It's shows about sharks. And I mean, they're not bad shows about sharks.
No, but, like...
And I like
they're
sharks
just sharks,
as much as the
right?
next person, but it's like, how many shows about sharks can I watch?
Right. My answer is 0, because I have no interest in that.
If they had also put Michael Phelps in a shark suit and been like, how is he faster in the shark suit than when he is in his Olympic uniform?
I would fucking watch the shit out of that.
That I would have DVR'd.
That I would have DVR'd and kept to warm the cockles of my heart
on a winter day.
when I feel sad.
Yes. My boyfriend is out of town and it's cold outside. Let's watch Michael Phelps in a shark suit.
Yes. That, agree.
I think women and men across the country would have been on board.
Have been so on board.
Take note, Discovery Channel. You're welcome.
Yeah. There's your gimmick next year.
Yes.
We accept royalties.
Submitted by Slim Jones 123 to the subreddit GIFs. Which one? Oh, there it is. Why does... Oh, there it is.
I think use those ones.
Why does everyone waiting in baggage claim always act so crabby? There it goes. Here we are in baggage claim.
Oh my god!
What has happened here?
Oh no!
What is going on? It's escaping! It's making a run for it!
Ethel, I'm going! No one's watching.
This bothers me so much!
Well, why is the camera panning away from the one that's escaping? I don't care about the ones on the conveyor belt.
Where did they come from? Why are they there? The first time I watched this, I thought it was longer than it actually is. Because I thought it was, now I'm moving to the right, I'm seeing this one that's moving off the thing, I'm panning, and it's
and then you're going back.
And then it goes back to the carpet, and I thought the person holding the camera was turning around and looking at another thing. It's not. Geez. The thing just starts over.
Yeah, it's repeating.
It's the same thing over and over again. But I was like, the crabs have taken over the airport! Pandemonium! Chaos! Disaster! But like, even if it's just one turnstile, what is happening? Where did they come from?
My question is this real, or is it like... somebody purposely put them on there and was like, let's take a video.
That seems cruel to the crabs.
Well, yeah, but also, they're delicious.
Let's be mean to them before we kill them?
They're just sea bugs.
All right. Whatever. That aside, do you think that this is a real thing where people, like, or do you think it's a staged act?
Well, that was my question.
Yes.
I honestly don't know. Because if it were real, okay, scenario in which I could see it being real is like if there was a box of a crate or whatever of live seafood being shipped on the plane and like, I don't know, turbulence or something, bad handling or whatever, hole in the box, and they're like, Friddle! home!
Yes, I can imagine that as well.
Yeah. But I could also imagine some, like, idiot college kids or teenagers being like, hey, guys.
This is going to be hilarious.
Let's freak people out. Like, I got some crabs. Let's go to the airport.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. It could go either way for me. I don't know.
It bothers me so much.
Because you're afraid of going to the baggage claim and seeing crabs, or because of the trauma to the crabs who are about to be eaten?
Trauma to the crabs. I think it's trauma to the humans. I think regardless of whether or not if this was a hoax, unless it was a hoax where the airport was in on it.
Yeah.
This is bad news bears. Like,
oh, huge bad news bears. Can you imagine the panic, regardless of whether it's staged or not, of the people, unsuspecting people who are like, ah!
And the fact that this is a pretty steady gif also gives me pause. Like, did this happen at 3 a.m. when no one else was around?
Yeah. Entirely possible. Because I would imagine if it is the scenario in which it's real and, you know, some mishandling of, I would imagine it's at a really ungodly hour when it's a not full flight or whatever.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
Because if those crabs are going to market, that's got to be pretty early in the morning.
Yeah. Don't, like, restaurants buy their stuff at, like, 5 a.m.
Something
or
like that, yeah.
Oh.
But, like, those means those crabs are not in their natural environment.
At all.
If they're freaking out, they're not going to be delicious.
And I feel sorry for the security person or airplane personnel who has to be like...
Because, like, guys...
Today I'm gathering up crabs.
There were 50 crabs in that crate. We found 48 of them.
And that, if you're that person and you're like, so I'm just going to take this for dinner and we'll just pretend they ran out the door.
If you're lucky, that's what happened.
Right.
But if you're not, that crate has, like, made its way into a secure zone or sat on a button somewhere or made its way into another plane,
There's so many scenarios.
That's why it bothers me. There are too many variables. Oh! This next one comes to us from Tydranash to the subreddit Pix. It is called Terrible Parking / Good Guy. This top part of the image is how this dum-dum parked his car.
Oh, I would have been so pissed.
But from the bottom part of the image, you will see that he has 2 parking tickets. Parking claims.
So he paid for both spaces. Well, I can't be angry then.
Right? Like, it turns out I can't be mad. Because it's like, this half of the card paid for, this half of the card paid for both spaces.
Wow.
This is how I want to park my car.
All right. You know what? I gotta give a tip of the cap. As long as you're actually paying for both spaces,
then why not?
I can't complain. And, like, clearly it seems to be like some sort of special racing car or something.
Yes, like pretty nice.
Yeah. By the M Power at the top. And it's
next to one car who was over the line.
Right.
Parked next to a truck or an RV or something.
I think an RV.
Which is within the line, but also a huge vehicle.
Yeah, and that would be, I mean, you're definitely in danger of dings.
Yes.
With both of those.
Yes.
So, I gotta say, hardcore respect.
Yeah. I'm a little surprised I've never seen this in real life.
No, I'm actually very surprised. But you really don't see that in real life.
No.
But,
I mean, in Chicago, it's a little different because we don't have the kind of parking spaces with lines all the time. It's just sort of like, I pull into an area and I put in my money ticket.
Call it a day.
Yeah. But I feel like even in the old days when we did have lines.
Yeah. Well, the thing that pisses me off the most is the spaces that are set aside for small cars and have a sign that says fucking small cars.
Yep.
And then you see an SUV fucking parked across 2 of them.
Yep.
Because it is not for you! It is for my little coupe!
You have your own parking spaces. Those are for you.
Go take those!
Use them. So I feel like people with small cars will be like, small car space, boop, 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 done.
Yeah. And I mean, like, I'm right on that line because I have a 2-door coupe. So, but it's, you know, it's a little bit bigger of a coupe. Yeah. So I'm right on that line of small car where there are times I'll pass by the small car spaces because I'm like, I think that I can't quite maneuver in that. But there are plenty of times where I'm like, oh yeah, this is big enough for my car. But definitely not big enough for your fucking truck.
Nope.
Get out of my small car space.
So there's that.
I'm done. But respect to you, sir.
This person,
that was classy.
doing it right.
Doing it right.
Well
Keeping it
played.
classy.
Well played. Friends, we're going to finish the rest of our sipping cocktails.
Yeah. Oh,
And
my
wrap
God.
it up.
I've drunk almost all of it, and I'm deeply worried.
We shouldn't have done that.
I should not have done that.
But it's delicious.
It's after those initial
The initial shock is worn off.
and the ice melted to kind of mellow it a little bit.
There was less alcohol and then
Yeah.
more ice per ratio per capita surface area.
We need to wrap it up. We've gotten to that point.
Friends at home, please find us on the Facebook,
Yes.
the Instagram, the Twitter. Subscribe to this channel, pretty please, with bourbon on top.
And then make the rest of your friend group subscribe to this channel.
Yes, please do.
We're delightful.
That's right. And
we'll see you
Is
next
that
time. I think so. I'm just wrapping it up. Bye.